Hey, what's going on? Brother Kamal Mahar here. Back at it again, as always. First things first, we give our praise to the Father and the Son. YAHAWAH, by SHAM, YAHAWASHI, by SHAM, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders I learned this truth from. Blessings for the Akim out there, preaching his word with whole heart, true sincerity. Blessings to the 144,000, the 1/3, the first fruits kingdom of heaven. House of David, the Biaf, Dawadah. The dead in Yahawah shall rise first. 1 Thessalonians 4. It's one of my favorite. And what's going on is confusion of faces, speaking in different tongues, looking at different nations. Shalom. Today, I want to talk about, the curses that's pretty much on our people for our forefathers actually going off and being, scattered and, not keeping the law, statute, commandments. We basically got the, curses of Deuteronomy 28:16 down to 68 instead of the blessings. So we got the curses because we went off. But for the sake of this video, Salakia, for the sake of this video, is about how the curses that our pretty much people are going through, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Indians, the curses that's on us will eventually now be turned on to so-called white man and heathen nations, especially the so-called white man Esau, which is Edom, which means red. So the curses that we're on is going to switch on to them due to the time frame that needs to be fulfilled. That's just how it's going to work and how the prophecy is. So basically, just to get an idea, Deuteronomy 28 talks about a lot of curses that our people has gone through, are still going through, to allow us to identify that these curses are on us, and to identify that these are the people of the Bible that is speaking of. So how we can identify that these people are us. The most famous one, which just going to get into it just off the whim, is 68. And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. And so that right there was one of our favorite ones to know, that we're the only people that was actually brought over by ships from so-called Africa, that we fled from Israel on down to Africa and then was sold off via the Africans or whatever to the so-called Edomites or whatever. But there's a lot of curses going on right now that basically, so like I'm gonna get into Deuteronomy a little bit just to get a understanding of what's going on, because right now it's Esau, so-called white man, is pretty much just living life and just killing when they kill. And they got more killing to do, especially when Jacob's trouble come. 2/3 of our people and other people as well was going to be killed off. Especially 2/3 of our people, the Most High, are going to put a spirit on Esau to cause martial law, slaughter, and do all this crazy stuff with the sword, so-called gun, to kill off and start doing crazy, because that's the judgment of the Most High. At the end of the day, though, what they're doing in general, slaved our people, killed their children off, raped their wives, separated children, things of that nature. Those are a lot of curses in Deuteronomy 28 that need to go down because we did wrong. But the Edomites are the ones who done that, along with other nations, but Edomites, so-called white man, predominantly. So by us going off, what we did was, I do want to go into the blessings of, basically. So it's like, it's in all these blessings, Deuteronomy 28:2 says, and all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy power. Blessed shall be the city, and blessed shall be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, the fruit of the ground, fruit of thy cattle, increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Bless thy basket and store. Pretty much, I can go into a little further. It's pretty much blessing all ways and all manners of your life will just be blessed, from leaving the home, making money, friendships, peace, love, the whole nine. If you hearken to the ways of the Most High, his law, statute, commandments, and do what he tell you to do, and follow him as you're supposed to. Living that lifestyle, what I read, at least from Deuteronomy 28:2 and 4, or even down to 6, I can keep on going down, will pretty much be, basically heaven on earth. It'll just be an amazing situation if you hearken to the words of the Most High, YAHAWASHI. Now, this video is based upon East Edom, Esau, which seems to be living like this already, and do it wicked, and doing living like this deliciously but wickedly. You know they stole our identity. They the fake Jews or whatever. We can go to Revelations 2 and 9 just in general. You know what I mean? Because I'm getting to my point. Revelations 2 and 9, where it says, I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, because that explains us right now. But thou art rich, and I know I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but they are the synagogue of Satan. And that's them so-called Jews, and that's in Jewish people that's in Israel now, and anybody that call themselves Jews that are so-called Edomites that are pale skin. The real Jews are melanated skin. But we gonna get back to what I was saying. I go back to like 3. So basically, you know, they're living really deliciously. They're the top of the world, the top of the food chain. They got their mansions. They got our women. They rich as hell. They the elites, 1%ers, billion trillionaires are all the so-called Edomites. They got their navy, their ships, their war planes. They got their armies. They got all this stuff to be able to dominate, because they have the dominion of this particular world right now, which Edom, Esau is the so-called wicked. And to prove that, we can go to Job, because you know, the Edomites are wicked. They kill, they slaughter. They ain't nothing peaceful and love about them at all. Job 9 and 24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He cover his faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And that explains that, you know what I mean? They're the so-called children of the Bible now, but they're not. We are the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Indians, and they cover the faces of the judges and basically put themselves into it. And who are they? You know what I'm saying? They're pretty much rare. Like, we've not seen you before. You know what I mean? So, you know, they're the wicked the Bible speaks of. Now, right now, they're living just like they're the wicked, and they're also living very, very what's that? 21, 24. Yeah, Deuteronomy Salaki, hold on. Deuteronomy 28, and I'll go back to the chapter in general. They're living, like I was explaining, you know, blessings and just living really, really good, really awesome. They got their mansions. They're in the 38th floor and a skyscraper, their condos and all this. They living real good and deceitfully. But why is that though? Now, even though they're living like that, there's a reason why. Because it needs to be happening. Not to mention we went off. We can go to 27 and 39 and explains this one thing. Now, we do know Jacob, which was Esau's brother, that came out of Isaac and Rebekah. They were brothers. One was melanated and Esau was red, and was basically like the Edom means red. And so he basically had all leprosy, was pale skin, where you could see the blood through the skin, was why he was red. And it was weird So now Jacob, Esau sold his birthright to Jacob for some meat or whatever, because he didn't even want it at all. I mean, that's pretty much in 25. If you want to get to that one time, you can go to 25 and read that. That's pretty much, right here where it says, Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and potted lentils, and he did and eat and drink and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. But if you see here, and Jacob said, 31, and Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore unto him that he sold his birthright to Jacob. So boom, Jacob got the birthright. So now by Jacob getting the birthright, when you go over to 27, basically Jacob had finangled Esau, and Rebecca the mom was all into it too as well. But just getting to the point, when the blessing came about, Jacob stole it, but it was already ordained for him to have it anyway. And what happened was when Isaac had gave the blessing to Jacob, Esau came in after hunting and was basically like, can I get a blessing? But he already sold it off. It was already ordained for him to lose it in the first place. But then again, they are living deliciously and living really, really well for now in wicked situations. But why are they living so crazy good right now, and why are they over top? One, the wicked is supposed to be is given in the wicked is given over to the hands of the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, but they need to be so for now, so we can understand the difference between good and evil, because Esau was made to be wicked, so we can understand what's going on. As I mentioned, we went off, didn't follow law, statute, commandments. So we basically got to understand we had to get the hurting on us or whatever. But at the same time though, over in 39 it says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing from my father? Bless me, even me also, my father. And Esau lifted up his face and wept, because he sold it. So he at the when the shit hit the fan and it was the moment for blessings, he totally forgot about selling his birthright and all. Like, he ain't deserve no one. He gave it up already. So it went down the way it was supposed to. But he also still felt like, he had a temper tantrum about it. So Isaac blessed him with this. He said, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of the heaven from above. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And that's coming up. At the end of the day, though, Esau got thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. And that's the reason why, and not to mention, and by the sword shalt thou live. So now Esau got the blessing of the sword and the fatness of the earth. It was the reason why they're reigning champions right now, and they're over top of everybody on the face of this planet, because they got their sword. Their sword is basically their navy, their armies, their guns and grenades and real swords and knives. They rule over everything because of that sword, and they have the fatness of the earth thereof right now. So they live in the blessings and all the blessings of the situation in wickedness, but only for a short time, because eventually the curses are going to be transferred from us onto them, and then we're going to have the dwellness of the fat thereof, and also the blessings, and it's going to flip. Now, I do wanted to get to one more scripture where it says, before I get to my main biggest point. My main biggest point is coming up, because I want to go to Luke. Luke, I believe it's 21 and 24, I believe. I just got into that. And it says, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And that time of fulfillment is in these time frames where their kingdom is coming down, and it's going to be time for Jacob to come up right afterwards. Because what is that? Jacob. Man, let me see if I can find that real quick. Salakia. Jacob, the beginning. Beginning. No, it's not the beginning. Esau is the beginning. Jacob is the one that follows. Esau, the beginning. See that come up. If you allow me to, Esau is the beginning. Yeah. You got to be really precise with these. Really precise. Let me see. Jacob is the. Let me see. Because I know it's in. It's not even in Genesis. It's Salakia. Nah, it's not in Genesis. I think it's more or less in the might be in Apocrypha actually. I actually knew this one really straight out. It left me for a second. But I know it's going to be because I know, Esau I hated. We know that. I know that's it might be son, second address. 1 to 2. Aha, there it is. Second Esdras 6 and 9. It says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows." So that'll be what it was talking about. Like once Esau, the Gentiles are fulfilled, Jacob is the one that follows of a new kingdom is going to be in that situation. But I wanted to go back into Luke 21 and 24, basically one more time, read that again, where it says, "And they shall fall by this edge of the sword," because that's pretty much us or whatever. "Edge of the sword, and they shall be led captive and all to all nations, the Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, the Indians, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles," Esau, "until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled." And their time of fulfillment is basically coming up now. They're done. Like this kingdom is over. There's no more going to be Babylon the Great, so-called America. This is basically the uttermost end of the planet. Because a lot of things were happening in the Middle East, and so America is considered all the way on the edge of the earth, or the ends of the earth. That's where America is. And let's get to my biggest point. My biggest point is Deuteronomy 30 and 7. I know this one straight out now because I hate Esau. "And the Lord Yahawah thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee." That's exactly what Esau did. They persecuted us, they hate us, and they did us really dirty. You can go Obadiah, all kinds of different things, even Deuteronomy 28 on how they did us dirty too with those curses. Those curses is what is on us, which also had Esau doing craziness. But you can go to Obadiah and read what they was doing too, which they shouldn't have. And so these curses that's going down, now let's go into some of these curses. Now some of these curses, they're going to get back on them because, one more in the spirit. Now, as far as righteousness, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to curses, it's a curse to be in captivity, and it's a curse to be led captive and all kinds of stuff like that. It's a curse. That's just what it is. But we can go to Revelations 13 and 10. It said, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity." See, they say so that's coming up because captivity for the so-called white man is coming. That's part of the Bible. That's going to go down. We can read that in Isaiah 60, which I can get into in a second. "He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword." And you got to remember, so now what was Esau's blessing? He shall live by the sword, which he has a great sword. And there's another scripture where he has a great sword. Oh man, Revelations. It's also another Revelations, but I also read that in Genesis 27, where he shall live by the sword. And so when you kill it with the sword, you shall die by the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So there you go right there. So that's another little cut right there I wanted to put on there because they let us into captivity crazy. And so now they're going to go into captivity. They killed us by the sword, Jacob, so-called Indians, Native Indians, so-called Negro and Latinos. They done murked us crazy. 1492 with the Indians, killing us off of slavery, captivity with us, Latinos doing the same thing. Oh yeah, so they're going to get killed with the sword. All these curses will be based right back onto him. Deuteronomy 30 and 7. "And the Lord Yahawah thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee." And you can pretty much seeing this going on now. I'm seeing research and statistics now that like almost 175 or like 150 Edomites are dying a day from opioids. And I live in Philly. So, I see a lot of downtown. It's a whole lot of Edomites that's on the corners sleeping in cardboard boxes now. Something crazy. Like, they homeless almost just as bad as Jake now. It's getting stupid. Like, you know what I mean? So they looking real messed up. And that's what's on their heads. They persecuted thee, we're gonna persecute them. They hated us, we hate them. Not to mention the Most High hates Esau. You think I'm playing? Shoot, we can go there too. What's that in Romans? The Most High hates Esau too. 9 and 13. It says, "As is written, Jacob have I loved as the heavenly Father, but Esau have I hated." You know what I'm saying? So, that is what it is. That's just how it goes. That's just what it is. So, Esau, so-called white man, it's their time. You know what I mean? Let me see something to prove. Let me see the. I know I had that. You gotta be on point. Let me see. Great sword. Revelation 6:4. And there went out another horse that was red, which is the red represents Edom, Esau. And the power was given to him that satteth thereon to take peace from the earth, which they're the wicked. They took peace, they killed, slaughtered, stole identities. They out of control with theirs, and they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. Hold up though. Genesis 27 and 39. And and 40. And by the sword shalt thou live. Genesis, now I got it now. Is Revelations 6 and 4. Like, now I got it now. Now it's in my brain. All praise to the YAHAWASHI, Holy Spirit. 6 and 4. It's boom. And it says, see, this is the four horsemen. This is the four horses or whatever. And that's a whole video within itself. Double honors to the apostles and elders I learn the truth from, because now I know what these horses mean. And it's very clear cut when the secrets are given to secrets are opened up to you. You understand? It's really pretty simple. But this particular red horse is representing Esau, Edom, and he was given a great sword, which he was. You see that in 27 and 40 in Genesis. And so now by this sword, Revelations 13 and 10, you know what I'm saying? He that leaveth to captivity shall go into captivity, which they will be going into captivity. And he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. You see what I'm saying? And this kingdom that they in, so-called America, daughter of Babylon, will be destroyed by ICBM missiles. It's going to be destroyed. You can Malachi 4 and 1. You know what I mean? And that's a whole other video within itself, which is a whole, was prophesied every day by the brothers. But I'm talking about these curses that Deuteronomy 28 talks about is going to go back onto Esau, which is our enemy. Esau is our enemy. 30 and 7, one more time. And the Lord YAHAWAH thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee will persecute thee. It's their turn. The curses are going to flip, and they're flipping now. The end of Babylon, the great so-called America, will be destroyed. The kingdom is over. What is that? Second Esdras. I just read that. Second Esdras. Believe it was what was that? 6. What up? Second Esdras. I know it was Second Esdras 6, I believe. What did I say? What did I put? I put Salakia got me again. What did I say? I said I just put Esau, and then it took me all the way down to Second Esdras. I already know that now. Salakia, I need to definitely keep on with this one. I know exactly. Yeah, Second Esdras 6 and 9, because it reminded me of Revelation 6 and 4 and got me. It says that 6 and 9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. There you go. So this whole curses that's on us is going to go on to them. Captivity, killing with the sword, everything they done to us is going to go right back on them, according to Deuteronomy 30 and 7. Hope this is edifying. Esau is done, so-called white man. He got to go. Tired of it, man. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter how we saying it, how mad he feel. Their time is over. Just like Luke 21:24, until the Gentiles are fulfilled. And their time is being fulfilled now. Hope this is edifying. We're going to give our praise to the Father, YAHAWAH. He is to be, exists, by Hashem in the name. The only begotten Son, the deliverer, YAHAWASHI, by Hashem in the name. And the Holy Spirit of YAHAWASHI. Double honors, apostles and elders I learned his truth from GMS, absolutely. Blessings to the Akim out there, preaching his word with whole heart, truth, sincerity. And blessings to the 144,000 and 1/3, first fruits, kingdom of heaven, house of David, the Biyaf Dawadah, the dead in YAHAWASHI shall rise first, 1 Thessalonians 4. And what's going on is confusion faces, speaking in different tongues, looking in different nations. Shalom.